Hi y'all, this is So Blessed. Welcome to the Blessed Place. How y'all doing? I'm going to get right straight to my topic so as hopefully not to make this a 10-minute video. But I was at the hairdresser, beauty salon, whatever you want to call it, getting my due did. Y'all see it? Anyways, and y'all, I'm sitting under the dryer when I have this deep personal revelation about myself, and I start crying. And I'm embarrassed because I'm hoping that none of the other 8-10 people in the salon notice me crying. And the reason I was crying is because I'm reading this very powerful book, and let me see if you'll be able to see it. It's called Changes That Heal. And it says how to understand your past to ensure a healthier future. And this book is by Dr. Henry Cloud. It's an excellent, excellent book. And I'll be sharing more and more about the book as I read it. But the revelation that I had was, I was talking to a girlfriend of mine, and we're both reading the book. And I know she wouldn't mind me sharing this with you all because I know she feels that the Lord has allowed her to go through certain things so that she can be an inspiration and encouragement to others. So I'm going to use part of her testimony to explain to you why I was crying. But she thought she was very happily married for about 12 years, and one day her husband decided that he wanted out of the marriage. Eventually come to find out through her healing process and going to divorce care classes that she's very, very controlling. And she was talking to me one day and she said, Deidre, I've come to realize that I controlled my husband and my marriage and every detail and aspect of our marriage out of fear. She said, I grew up very poor, not knowing where my next meal was going to be, sleeping 5 and 6 to a bed, and therefore she grew up, or when she got married, she controlled everything. She controlled her husband, where they would go, what they would do, who they would spend time with, what money they would spend, what they would purchase, etc. So I'm listening to her tell me that, and of course I'm thinking, wow. I've known her for years, and I knew she was a controlling person, and I just never knew how controlling until she started revealing things to me. And I'm listening and I'm thinking, wow, boy, she was so controlling. That was controlling. And then, okay, fast forward a few days later after she told me this, I'm sitting under the dryer and I was reading my book, and I got to the point of the book the chapter of the book where they talked about bonding and what bonding means and how important it is to bond, and why sometimes we don't bond out of fear. That's when this personal revelation just hit me like a ton of bricks. I had been discussing with my girlfriend how for 4 years now I'm married, and I am very much in love with my husband. But I kept questioning why I don't know how to fully show it or fully express it. Why the love that I feel in my heart is not coming out fully, I feel, in affection and in deed. And that's when it hit me like a ton of bricks, that as I was looking kind of judgmental at my friend and say, oh, okay, that's why your husband left you, because you were very controlling. Now, okay, I got a better understanding of why he left. I'm looking at her in that way when I didn't realize that, no, I'm not controlling in my marriage. I don't even attempt to control my husband, and believe me, he wouldn't let me if I did attempt it. But what I do out of fear is I keep my walls up, and I keep a safe distance. I keep him close enough that he knows that I love him, but I keep him at a safe enough distance that if he ever left, I just would not be devastated. And see, there's a whole lot more behind that revelation that I don't have time to share, and I'm not even sure if I'm ready to share. But it's based upon, like the book says, how to understand your past to ensure a healthier future. So all of that is based upon my past, things that I've built up from childhood. Me seeing the men in my family, and extended family, and the infidelity that went on there. And from a young child, some of my earliest memories, I remember building that wall saying, I'll never be treated like that. I'll never take that. I'll never be so in love with a man that I act like that. And I've built those walls up over the years. And then that, along with my own personal experiences of being hurt and devastated in my first year of college, being devastated by my boyfriend of 3 years, and then later on another boyfriend of 5 years, being devastated by him, that I just built up these walls and said, I'll never be hurt like that again. I'll never be devastated like that again. And I never realized that I was operating out of fear, that I haven't been able to completely 100%. I think my husband and I have an awesome marriage and an awesome bond, but I haven't been able to totally, fully, 100% with reckless abandon, give myself over, to him in love. And I know some women would probably say, perhaps you shouldn't, but I don't want to love like that. I don't want to love 80%, 90%. I want to give 100%, to my husband and to my marriage. So that was my deep personal revelation, and I'm sitting under the dryer like, trying not to do, like Oprah said, the ugly cry. I don't want anybody to know that I am crying. What is wrong with this woman? But yeah, that was my deep personal revelation, that I was kind of looking a little judgmental at my friend, not overly judgmental, but just like, okay, that's why he left. That explains a lot, when I thought they had this awesome marriage. But then I realized that, no, I'm not controlling, but my control is to keep those walls up so that I won't be devastated if he ever left, or, if infidelity came into play. Yeah. I don't know why I'm sharing this with you all, because that's very deep and personal revelation. But I think I'm sharing it because I want each of us who's listening and who's willing to take a look at ourselves and figure out, what is fear doing to us? What is fear doing to your relationship? What is fear doing to your personal life? What is fear doing to your self-esteem? I think a lot of things that we do or don't do is based on the premise of fear. Okay? So hopefully that helps somebody, but even if not, it surely opened my eyes. And even in the last couple of days since that revelation, I've just been working on trying to just been praying that God just take those walls away. Take those walls away. And know that if anything ever happened in my relationship, that God's got me. He's got my back. I can cast all my cares upon him because he cares for me and he loves me. That's an awesome love. All right, y'all be blessed.